I built a couple landing pages using Wix Studio, and the ease of use was so good. I loved having the email system, the database that collects it, and the ability to email to that database all built into the same engine. And then constructing the forms and embedding them on the page. It was so easy in comparison to what I have typically done over the years, where I have a WordPress site and then I have a ConvertKit and then I'm getting my code ready in ConvertKit and my forms, and then I'm embedding them and then I'm testing from one platform to the next. This was just so slick. And so shout out to Wix Studio for building tools like that that make your web design easier in every way. Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I hear you, man. I just wanted to say, a term I came across is software sprawl. And basically what it is the phenomenon of like increasing costs of your subscriptions, because everything's a subscription, and tools usually are specialized. And so you're subscribing to an email tool, a marketing tool, a social tool, a graphics tool. And so you have, I don't know about you, but if I keep track of everything. I got about 18 to 20 monthly subscriptions.
I don't check them because I don't want to know. I have so many I don't want to know.
I keep track of those numbers down to the dollar. But and it's not a nice feeling. I go, that's too much.
That's
like
a lot.
What am I doing? And so it's software sprawl. And so the idea here is that to have a tool that's a little more centralized, where you can eliminate a bunch of those costs, is actually really valuable. And what I find is that Wix Studio is really good at that. Unfortunately for me, I've got a lot of fingers in the cookie jars of these other tools that I'm trying to like eliminate some, but it's a lot of work for me to get rid of them. But for anyone listening who's like, should I sign up for that tool and this tool and this tool? If you're like in the earlier stages, just don't. Save yourself $800 a month and use Wix Studio. It's got a CRM. It's got project manager. It's got obviously a website builder, like an actual editor. It's got AI tools, like cancel your ChatGPT or your Claude subscriptions. It's got basic video editing for like certain things. Like it's not a video editor by any means, but for like little assets that you want to add to your site, basic photo editing, like Canva style, and graphics. You can create graphics, social graphics, email marketing, automations, Zapier style. And all these get better and better. Like, so it's like you can, all of this software sprawl, you can concentrate into an area. And in the very least, for like a client project who's like, I have this tool, this, you can go, let's just put it in one place. It'll cost them less. You'll look like the boss, and it'll just be easier to manage. So I'm with you on that. I really like that.
I'm going to echo on that too, Brad, because you look at the price for a tool like Wix Studio, and when you compare it to the software sprawl, it is significantly less. Now, a lot of people will look at a tool like Wix Studio and say, oh, that hosting cost, that's way too much for hosting a site. It's not just hosting a site. So it's not a fair comparison to compare it to your GoDaddy price to host a website. It is a comparison to your hosting plus your email system plus your e-commerce system plus your Canva subscription or whatever else you're able to eliminate because of it. Your ChatGPT system to write copy and things, it's so built into the system. So compare it to the software sprawl and it becomes a no-brainer to use a tool like that. I love that about it. And I think they're really carving out a nice niche for themselves, and they're being super aggressive on getting it in front of as many creatives in the world as they can. And I applaud that as well.
Yeah. Can I ask one quick thing, actually?
Yes.
Two things. When's this episode coming out? Is it coming out like in December?
December sometime. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So by the time this comes out, I could say this, but you can cancel your, there's tools out there for sitemaps and creating sitemaps and layouts. I know a couple of them that I've used. Reloom is one of them I'm thinking of, but I know that there's others as well. You can cancel that. It's because Wix Studio built into the site. You can generate a sitemap. It's AI powered, as you'd expect. You could put all the details that you want about the business. I tried it this morning, actually, with a potential lead who has a budget that's a little bit lower than I'd like. But I'm like, how can I do this in a day to use their budget? And so I put in their information in the Sitemap tool from, the type of business, their tone of voice, description, all the stuff, and the type of features I need. Go 5 minutes, maybe less. It's in the early stages. I have a full visual sitemap with the structure wireframed out with pre-populated wireframe content from home, about, services, products. If I have a membership or you do e-com, thank you pages, terms and conditions, privacy policy, affiliate disclaimers, all of it mapped out. And you can just open up the page and look at it. You can adjust it, or you can go back to the sitemap view and you can rearrange visually, like on the little card, go home, about, feature section, this, and you could just move them on the little widget and then it reflects on the editor. So it's built right in. And it's nuts. When I tried that, I thought that like now I could probably, for this client, go, I can work with that budget, but here's how we're going to do it. And we're going to be, we're going to use Wix Studio and we're going to be very templatized and we're going to follow this structure, but I can get you a lot of value for the dollar you're basically saying is your budget. And I think I can, because of that, speed up what my production in that website really fast. So I just think it's nuts. It's nuts. And people are sleeping on it. If you haven't heard of it and you're like, oh, I don't know if I'd use Wix. What about Webflow and Framer? You're like, come on, guys. Like you're not asking the right question. Try it. Try it.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say.